am Chanel Sosa. I am doing the Studio 76 podcast. I reached out to clubs and orgs to see if they want to come and talk about the club and org, what they do. So today we have someone from pre-med, so they'll take it to you.
Yeah, my name is Kayden Wheeler. I'm the vice president of the pre-med club. I'm a medical microbiology student, and yeah, I've been here for like 4 years already, so
For a while now.
yeah.
How do you like it so far?
I love Weber. I think it's a great option for students that grew up in northern Utah, and I think it's slept on among all the other colleges around, but I've loved it so far. It's been great.
That's awesome. So yes, like I mentioned, Kayden is from pre-med, so I just have a couple questions for you.
Yeah.
So to start off, how did your club and org start?
So the pre-med club's been around for, I think it's like 15 years at this point. It used to be under a different name, and it was like a national, like a branch of a national organization. But since we took it over, we're kind of reviving it since COVID. It's been kind of dead for a while. But yeah, I think there's no pre-med degree, right? So it makes it kind of difficult to meet other people that are doing the same track as you are. So I think the club just kind of originated from people wanting to meet other people that are trying to do the same thing, which is to get into medical school. So
Yeah, so that's cool. That's how it started. Like, it wasn't like just one person, but it was like a collective of students because they saw that they needed help. So they like took it upon themselves. That kind of answered my next question was like, who exactly started it? Do you know who started it?
I do not. Like I said, it was like a national thing. I don't even know the title of the national organization, but I'm sure it was probably an advisor here that wanted to start it initially for the students. Dr. Barb Trask is super involved. I think she's the associate dean for the College of Science. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's connected to her in some way.
Yeah, and how did you like get involved and get intertwined with the pre-med?
So when a pre-med student starts at Weber State, if they tell their advisor, like their general advising, if they're pre-med, they'll be put into contact with Dr. Moore, and he's the advisor for pre-professional students, so like pre-med, pre-dental, pre-PA. And then you attend an informational session, and during that informational session, he'll give you the information for the club and whether or not you want to join it. So hopefully we keep getting newer students to join. I think that's kind of our goal as we keep going on. But
Yeah, I didn't know like it was an advisor, you said?
yeah.
So like an advisor that's like what's the word I'm looking for? The advisor like directs them to like the club and org. I think that's so cool because I feel like a lot of advisors, they try to find ways to also help the students, and I think that's a perfect way to like refer him or that person to the club and org that will fit perfectly with what they're doing.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people are a part of like this club and org or?
So we have about 56 club members. We usually do a weekly activity on Thursdays, and we have upwards of about 20 students that come pretty consistently. But yeah, upper 50s.
Oh wow, that's a lot of students.
Yeah.
How do you guys do you guys all like have a way to keep in touch with each other? Do you guys talk outside of the club and org like?
Yeah, so we're pretty good at sending out emails to be in contact with the whole student body. As far as like people communicating to each other like one-on-one, I think we have a lot of groups of students that are friends outside of the club. So I think that helps to bring awareness to club activities and events. I hope to see more friendships and more camaraderie build as we continue building up the club. I think that's kind of one of our goals. So something we can always improve on, I think.
Yeah, speaking of goals, I was going to ask, what are your guys' like goals in the next 5 years when students are still coming in, students coming out? Like, what are your guys' goals?
So across the country, being a pre-med, it can be seen somewhat of like it's a kind of a toxic environment. It's really competitive, for good reason, but I think over the coming years, I kind of hope that at Weber State, it can still be competitive, but it doesn't need to be detrimental to anyone. Um, I found that as I've done some of my classes and the upper division ones that are a bit tougher, rather than competing with the other students in the class, it helps to like form study groups. And ultimately, I think as we're being respectful of one another and encouraging each other to be successful, it makes it such a better experience. So hopefully in the next 5 years we see that um, kind of be a staple in the club and not the exception.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love those goals. Do you guys like keep in contact with the people that, 'cause you said it's a national thing. Do you guys know like all the other like pre-med people like outside of the state, or do you guys know that?
Um, I don't know if we have like an official way to get in contact with other clubs. I know just because of social media and how big it is, it's pretty easy to get in contact with other pre-med students pretty much anywhere in the country, but there's not like an official communication channel between clubs or anything like that that I know of.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's another goal for the future to
Yeah.
like get in contact with all the other pre-med clubs or org, and just you guys can all come together, come up with a cool like event or something.
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome. Um, so you said you're co-president?
Yeah, I'm vice president.
Oh,
Yep.
vice president. How does that like? How do you guys get into those positions, and what are the other positions in your club?
So it's kind of funny because the club it's been rebuilding for a while. I wasn't able to attend many activities last year, so 2022. But I got an email saying they were hosting club elections, and I was like, no one knows me, but hey, it might be worth a shot. So we just sent out a form, and it says, are you interested in running for office? If so, what position? So we have the president, that's James Belknap, vice president, the secretary, Alexis Vigil is our secretary, and then a treasurer, Cassidy Yarrington is our treasurer. Yeah, you just basically fill out the Google form, and then they send your picture and like your bio and what you're running for to the student body of the club, and then they vote you in or not. We've actually added some additional positions since we've started back in June. We have some chair positions so students can get more leadership opportunities and volunteering. So, yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. So.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering, like, how does that work? Because I know some other clubs and orgs here on campus, they kind of do the same thing, have the person's, like, picture, their bio, and have the students that are part of it, like, pick who they want. So I was just wondering if that was, like, the same type of thing that you guys do. I think that's kind of good because then you get the voices from the students on who they would want in, I guess you can say, in position. And not only helps the students, but it also like helps you as a person like grow within your role. How do you think you've grown being a part of the pre-med club and in the role that you're in?
That's a good question. It's definitely kept me busy. It's a lot more work than I thought it would be, but it's definitely been good. It's helped me with some miscellaneous skills like using Canva and making flyers to send out to the club. But it's also helped me, I think, communicate more effectively with my peers. That's something I don't think I was really good at. I was kind of sheltered at the beginning of college. I think a lot of people are. But it's helped me kind of break out of that shell and hopefully make friends with other people and kind of set the example that you don't have to be, it doesn't have to be scary, I guess, if that's not like too weird of a way to put it. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect way, because I agree. I think students, they're finding their sense of belonging, basically. We're all trying to find our place here. Do you feel like since you are in a club, it has helped you, like, overall in, like, enjoying college? Or what would you say to students that are thinking about it but aren't sure?
I think clubs and organizations are a great way to get more involved, to know and to meet people that are similar to you. I think it's definitely helped me because the reality is I think if you're just going to college and just doing your classes, I mean, you can be successful, but I don't think it's going to be as enjoyable as it is when you meet other people that are kind of trying to accomplish the same things. And even joining a club that you know nothing about, it can be a great way for you to learn a new skill, to learn something about other peers you might not meet otherwise in your classes or something like that. So I think every student should at least try and find a club that they want to join, because of the way it's helped me with my college experience so far.
I think that's perfect. I completely agree. I'm also a part of, obviously, Studio is a student-run organization, which is not a club or an org, but like I think getting involved is so important, because then you have people that have similar interest in you, and so it makes you want to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the main thing. Some students just feel like, I don't have a sense of belonging, so why am I going to stay if I don't know anyone?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a perfect way. Do you guys have socials that people can follow you?
Yes, we do. Let me grab my phone, just so I can spit the handle out right now.
Yep, because we're going to keep that in.
Should I have it memorized? Probably.
I don't have any of the ones I'm a part of memorized either, so...
Once you're juggling more than one, for me, just kind of goes over my head. But our handle is WSU Pre-Med, no underscores or anything. So, yeah.
Okay, so if you guys want to follow Pre-Med, come and follow them.
That's on Instagram, by the way.
Instagram, do you guys have any other socials?
Not that I know of. Hopefully not, because I don't know about them.
Okay. That's basically all my questions I have. If you have anything more you want to add that I didn't touch on, you can say that right here, right now.
I guess the only thing is to remember, like, we go to a school that is very unique in that we have a lot of people from different walks of life. And so another perk of joining a club is that you get to meet people I don't think you would meet any other way. There's people in the club that I've met that are from all over the world, and I don't think I would have met them just because I'm towards the end of my degree and they're at the beginning. So there was really no way for our classes to overlap. So I've been really grateful to meet people that are different and have different interests, and it's just been really great for me to learn about different people, because I feel like it makes me a better person, and it helps me to kind of understand how other people work and how they feel about life. So it's been great.
Thank you. And thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to meet with me and do this podcast and be a part of it. This is, we don't have a closing right now, so I'm just going to be like, this is the end. So
awesome.
We're done.
Cool.